there you go, then 4-0 Liverpool beating Accrington Stanley in the end. And listen, I came along and I enjoyed that game of footy. I wanted to see some of the youngsters and stuff, and I was really impressed with a few of those youngsters. Well, for me, I was so happy to see Federico Chiesa get half of football. I mean, I was ecstatic. And this is a player that I have cards on the table loved for absolutely ages. And when we signed him, I was a bit like, wow, dumbstruck. And I never really felt like we'd actually signed Federico Chiesa, even though I've seen him pull on a red shirt. And today, I really feel like we've finally seen some of what Chiesa can actually bring to us. Yeah, I know there's injury issues and everything else, but his performance on the pitch today, for me, for a lad who hasn't played anywhere near enough football and hasn't played anywhere near enough minutes to get to match fitness, give us a glimpse of exactly what we can expect from a signing of his quality. You know, I mean, 10, 12 million quid, whatever it was, it's absolutely nothing. This is a lad who demands the football. I spent for him probably about 65 minutes to 75 minutes. I think it was sort of ended with Jayden Dan's goal. I just spent it watching him. Like, not watching the footy, just watching him and seeing the movement and seeing what type of a player he is up close and personal, because you can when you're in the ground. And you know, I'm sat there thinking to myself, right, okay, this is a guy who is used to being the main man for his side. How is he going to react playing with kids and stuff like that? And I thought it was excellent. And, you know, if you can go back and you can watch it on the television, spend that 10 minutes watching him, he is constantly pointing at his feet, wanting the football time and time again. He's constantly, like, fainting to go back to the ball and then going over the top. He's constantly like, go ahead, just shove it over the top and going for it. No matter where the ball is, he has an idea of where he wants the football played for him. And again, I think this probably comes back to being the main man in his side. You know, and I think he's used to that. And, you know, it might take a little bit of time for him to get to understand that he is part of a team that isn't built around him. That's fine, that's normal. But you see what happens when the ball's at his feet. You know, he makes that Jayden Dan's goal. He was adamant, I think, today that he was going to score, and the finish is absolutely sensational. Probably could have had another couple. Obviously, the one for the Jayden Dan goal, the one that goes out for a corner from close range. You know, he'll be disappointed to hit the post, and he puts one in the bottom corner, and he's played 45 minutes. For me, it's an absolutely outstanding performance. I was so happy to see it finally. Other than that, I thought Endo was absolutely exceptional at the back. I think his defending is brilliant. I think his reading of the game is absolutely exceptional. I thought he was good on the ball, solid. I thought Kwanzaa, you can say exactly the same about. Trent Alexander-Arnold's goal was an absolute pearler. A beauty. You could see him swatting around like he was the best player on the pitch, and he kind of was. But it took us a little while to get into it, don't get me wrong, and I think we lost our way a little bit at times, maybe after the sort of first run of substitutions on. I know Chiesa comes on half time, but the 60-minute subs, I thought we lost our way a little bit. Took us a little bit of time to get back into it and stuff. I thought Morton did well in the centre of the park. Conor Bradley did well. And Yanni did okay when he come on. I thought Rio was exceptional. You can see what kind of a talent this lad has, and how tricky on the ball he is. Again, he'll be disappointed maybe not to get closer efforts on goal after cutting in a couple of times. Thought Harvey did really well a couple of times in the first half. Plays that ball across the middle from out wide and then runs in at the back stick. One of them ends up with a Darwin Núñez header. One of them ends up with him sort of skying it over the bar. But I thought he played that role quite well. I thought Jayden Dan's obviously takes his goal beautifully, and it's kind of what you'd expect. I think Jota does a good job in the sort of pseudo 10, maybe 4-3-3 style midfield today. Dom, great to see him back in the side. You know, we've missed him over the last couple of weeks. Núñez puts himself about, but again, probably has 5 efforts on goal and unfortunately walk away with one. Confidence is a big thing for Darwin Núñez at the moment. Hopefully he can draw confidence from a brilliant assist for Jota's first goal. I'm hoping so. Obviously into the next round, made up to have, you know, come to this game and watch this game. It's always an interesting atmosphere. It's one of those games where you kind of expect to get kicked in the back by a kid for 90 and you're okay with it. It's also one of those games where, call me an Aldar's here, an old-fashioned, kind of made up that half the ground missed Trent's goal and Chiesa's goal because they left early for half-time and for full-time. I've certainly seen every single minute. I've made that mistake too many times as a youth to make it as an adult. But anyway, listen, that has been the match reaction 4-0 to Liverpool, on to the next round, up the FA Cup Reds.